Hi everyone. So this is John Venus in the picture, and he went to eating back to eating meat and other animal products and became a hunter after he was supposedly vegan. Now I've heard a statistic somewhere, I can't remember where it was, in some book, that out of 10 people that say they're vegan, only one is truly a vegan. Now, what constitutes a vegan? Okay, does eating Oreos constitute a vegan? Does walking outside and stepping on supposedly some insects that are on the road or the grass constitute as a vegan? Does owning pets constitute as a vegan? So there's really no full definition of a vegan in this context. Now, in my definition, what a vegan is someone that causes the least amount of harm they possibly can. So as much as they possibly can, eliminates anything that causes harm or use to an animal. Now, again, no one can be fully 100% vegan. There's no such thing. But we don't claim to be fully 100% vegan, and that's why we just call ourselves vegan and not 100% vegan. So, when we look at this gentleman, John Venus, he supposedly is a vegan bodybuilder, or was a vegan bodybuilder, and now he is full head on animal consumption eater. Now, I don't know his whole story because I never really went into it, nor am I going to, because it's all just, I tend to just want to get to the root of the problems and not really nitpick at people. So let's get into this conversation here because I think it's very, very good to get into. So, most people go back to eating animals if they never fully had a realization or awakening to the real deeper truth of veganism, which is the ethics of veganism. Now, veganism is an ethic. It's a moral ethic to reduce or to eliminate completely, as much as we possibly can, the consumption of any animal products. And sorry, it's not actually to reduce, but it's to eliminate as much as we possibly can of anything that comes from animals. May it be animal products, animal ingredients in products. Maybe it's animal clothing, maybe it's animal in testing, animals in entertainment, animals for pets, all that kind of stuff, to reduce all of that as much as possible. Now, I'm not going to get into the argument today or the discussion today of how vegan are you, because I've done many videos on that and I'm not going to continue. But basically, for 99.9% and more of your diet has to come from non-animal sources. Now, there may be a product that we buy that we don't know for sure if it's fully vegan, like an electronic product or a product that has, I don't know, that may contain, some animal product that was on the line, before, on the same conveyor belt, for example, like chocolate or whatever. But we have to realize we have to do the best that we can. And the ultimate solution is really to eat as much whole foods as possible. So things like whole grains, starches, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, all that kind of stuff. Um, so really to eat as whole as possible. And when we buy any kind of clothing or any kind of products to try to source them either from fair trade sources or from thrift shops, used stores, as much as possible, okay? Or from someone that previously owned the product. That being said, we can't know for sure if we buy a car that car is going to be completely animal free. At least we don't buy a car that has leather seats. That's as much as we can do. And preferably, take public transit or ride a bicycle, or take a walk. Because I walked yesterday, for example, 20 kilometers. And it was hard because I didn't do it, I didn't do that before in one whole day. And that's what I did. So that's what we really need to understand, first of all, is that in order to be a vegan, you don't do it for health reasons, you don't do it for environmental reasons, you don't do it for ego reasons, you do it for the animals, because that's what the actual definition is. When Donald Watson coined the term in 1944, he actually specifically said that it was because of the animals. He understood that there was immense cruelty associated with animals. You can read it in the 1944 Vegan News in November 1944. So the Vegan News is there for people to read. You can read it. It's on the internet. It's also available on our website, thosecrazyvegans.net. And realize that veganism, first and foremost, is about the animals, non-human animals. Now, next thing. If someone is vegan for health reasons, or environmental reasons, or whatever ego reasons, most likely they're going to go back to eating animals because they don't have that strong ethical, moral foundation, which gets them to see that, okay, I don't want to eat this product because it comes from from the use and the torture of animals. I don't want to be part of that. And we have a moral ethic within us. Now, everybody does have a moral ethic within them, but it's, did we awaken to that, or reawaken to that moral ethic? And if not, then of course, most people actually do go back to eating animals. So veganism is actually an ethical stance for animals, and if we want to go further in that definition, it's actually a moral stance for all beings. So the right not to use or to kill or to harm any living being. So that is the thing about these people. Maybe they went vegan just to make the gains, or maybe just to, try it out for several months or years. Maybe, that's so many things. And no matter how long you've been vegan, if you don't have if your number one reason for going vegan is not for ethical reasons, almost always you'll go back to eating some animal products. Okay? And even if you think you do have that ethics behind it and you went vegan for the animals, you have to have some kind of spiritual breakthrough. And if you don't have a spiritual ethical breakthrough, then, and what constitutes a spiritual ethical breakthrough? Well, understanding, first of all, two things. First, understanding that we have no right to see animals, non-human animals, as things, as property, as any commodity, and to see ourselves, all of us, as interconnected with one another. That's number one. And number two is really to see ourselves in another living creature. And when we see ourselves in another living creature, we don't want to harm them, we don't want to use them, because then we will be harming a part of ourselves. Okay? And that kind of sounds selfish or egotistical, but it's just like, God, if people believe in God, God created all life. If we harm a part of that creature or any creature or get someone else to do it on our behalf, we're harming a part of God. So we don't want to do that. So thank you for listening and joining me. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like this video if you like it. Don't forget to visit Vegan Gains web's YouTube channel as well. And don't forget to send John Venus lovely supportive emails or lovely supportive messages through Facebook about please go vegan for the animals because you know we need to. We need to. And it's not going to be sustainable for everyone to become a hunter, and we're killing lives in that way anyways. So take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and to my email newsletter, and get my books. Don't forget to get my books to go into this in more detail. So John Venus, please read my book, Return to the Gentle Sea, for the love that lives in everyone. Once you read that book, you'll be like, whoa, I don't want to do anything that harms animals. I don't want anything to do that harms animals.